Hi there, I want to just give you my take on Makita's new brushless rotary hammer here. This is the model number LXRH01. It is a brushless cordless rotary hammer, SDS Plus, with a 1-inch capacity. Spec wise, this is around 13 inches long from the battery end to this end of the chuck. It weighs around 10 pounds with the battery. Also, 970 revolutions per minute with 4,700 hammers per minute. So, very capable. Lot of performance out of this tool from this from the amount of size it is. So one thing I love, the number one reason why I love about it is the power to weight ratio. It is compact for one. Like I said, 13 inches. That's pretty small. Another thing is that it only weighs 9 pounds, 10 pounds, and it is has impact energy of 2.4 foot-pounds of force, or 2 joules. That means it's a very strong rotary hammer, and it can punch itself pretty easily through concrete because of the 4,700 blows per minute. Even though it only has 970 RPM, which is slower than most, I don't really see too much of a difference. Maybe a second or something difference, because I had a test between a Milwaukee one and this one, and the Milwaukee only did it for like a second more. But this hit harder than the Milwaukee, especially when it comes to chipping. So, this is, and if you have the 18-volt lineup, I'm telling you, this is a great addition to your tool arsenal. So, also, ergonomics is very good. The balance of this tool is very nice. If I take out this battery here, you can see that this is how well balanced this tool is. Is that the point in the middle here, that's where the balance of this tool is. So it's very friendly, one-handed. It's not top heavy too much, and nor does it need to, be back heavy or anything like that. But control is really easy. The control on this thing is really, really good. As well as it's also very ambidextrous friendly. I'm left-handed, so I can hold it like this, get the forward and reverse triggers up here, no problem. Same thing with right-handers. And with this big D handle shape, you can get gloves on, and you'll still have the same function because you also have a good size trigger right here. One other thing about this tool is the new brushless motor, which is taking the tool industry by storm right now. It takes a lot less energy, but adds more performance to the tool, and the battery life is extended because it doesn't take too much power through the losses of heat and friction. So no brushes need to be changed here. You can just grab a tool, no breaking in periods, just go ahead and use it. So great, no maintenance required. So I'm glad that's out of the game. Also, another key feature about this tool is an attachment that I bought separately, but you can buy as a kit. And this is the vacuum attachment. This vacuum attachment here collects dust, concrete dust or drilling dust, whatever you're doing through here. And this is a separate unit by itself. A separate motor by itself, which is a key feature, and I'll show you. But to slide it in, basically it just slides in like that. One click, and this is the release button right here. Together around this, it weighs around 12 pounds, so this doesn't really make too much of a difference in terms of weight. But some features about it is clear collection box. Pull down the tab. It's clear, so you can always see the level of how much dust you're collecting, and you can know when to empty it. You just open the lid, and you can expose the filter and empty out your tray. Click it back in. That's it. It's all done. 2, adjustable stop here. You got 2 adjustable stops here and here to adjust whatever length of the bit you need. And third thing is that it does not need an external power source to power this. Milwaukee has the universal dust extractor, the M12, which I think is one of the coolest things that ever came out, because it can fit pretty much majority of the different style, whether it's Bosch, DeWalt, Milwaukee, of course, and of course Makita and some other ones. It's the first universal dust extractor, but the problem is that it needs another battery. It needs its own. It needs an M12 battery to power that. So you have to carry two different sets of batteries, or a battery if you're going to use a corded version to use that. This does not require such a thing. And also, it is run by 2 different circuits. You got, excuse me, one for powering the tool, one for powering the vacuum. That means you don't have to sacrifice tool performance to run the battery. The battery itself controls everything. It handles all the power through this. So I assume that's why they put brushless motor, because the brushless motor, not because it makes it more compact, but also draws less amperage to power the same amount of force as compared to a brush motor, because this would probably wouldn't work as good as if it had a brush motor in it. So brushless is probably was the only way to go. I could see that's why Makita did that. There's 2 different models on this. There's 2 different types of models of dust extractor, so please be aware of this. If you do have this particular one, like I have, the LXRH01, you will get the DX01 here. This is the DX01. If you have the LXRH02 with the removable chuck here, that you can remove the chuck and put on a keyless chuck, similar to this one. This one fits into an SDS. So this one, the other model of this particular drill here, does not require such a thing. Does not require this extra adapter to use regular drill bits. So in that case, the O2, you'll need a DX02. The only difference between the O1 and the O2 is that its length. It's the accommodation length. Because the rotary hammer O2 has the extra longer chuck, the dust extractor O2 must be a little bit longer in terms of this depth here. So please be aware, if you are going to buy this attachment, know which drill you're buying, and you get the right one. And if you have a Makita, if you don't know which one, you need clarification, ask a Makita guy, because that's what I have to talk to, and that's what he gave me his explanation on the 2 different models. So, a couple things that I wish that Makita kind of put in is, like, if they could put in a light somewhere, that'd be great, but at the same time, not necessary. I wouldn't know where they would put the light. You can't put it anywhere on this because the dust extractor gets in the way. You can't put it on top here because the handle may get in the way or something. The side you get shadowing effects. If you put the light on this side, you have shadow effect here, vice versa if you put it on the other side. So that's one complaint. Another one is the trigger here. The forward reverse switch here is a little bit flimsy, but minor thing. I don't really mind too much. It's okay to have a little bit of play. Can't ask for everything. So to see this thing in action, I'll show you how it sounds. So that extra delay is to clear the dust out of the ducting here, put into the chamber right here. So when you're ever drilling, you have the excess dust that's in there. It's not going to fall on your face. It's not going to go anywhere else inside the floor or the wall or something. So you would use this If you have this attachment, you'd use this probably in a dust-sensitive environment, medical offices, office buildings, a lot of people around. So they're getting more strict on that. So this is why they. This is why the reason why I kind of bought it, because I needed such a thing. Performance-wise, what did I use this for in terms of performance? I used this to drill lately. I was working in a parking garage, and I put in 35 Hilti shots, and I have a Hilti bit here, special Hilti bit for their Hilti shots. I put 35 of these, drilled and installed. This is the install of this. You just, once you're done drilling, you pop your you put your shot, put this right overhead, and at the same time you can punch right, you can install your bit without having an extra hammer and setting tool with you. So this basically just slides over the drill bit, which is great because you don't have to waste that extra time. This cuts it by half. So if you can get this kind of tool, if you can get this, I'm gonna tell you, it's a lifesaver. It's a time saver, not a lifesaver. Well, a time saver. It's really, really handy. So that's basically it, the walkthrough of this tool. So if you ever have a Makita, if you run on a Makita platform, 18 volt, you're looking for an SDS drill, I highly recommend this drill. There is not one bad thing I could say about it. And compared to their other cordless ones, this is probably the top. Besides in terms of power, besides the 36 volt one, which is also powered by two 18 volt ones. If you can get that, that's great, but you know, this is all I needed. So I'm happy with it. And I think you'd be happy with it too. If you have a DeWalt or Milwaukee or Bosch, whatever, you know, you don't have to jump ship because they all have their own similar spec, similar kind of drills that they have there. They also have their SDS drills. They're all the same. They're almost pretty much the same. This one's brushless. I think only Bosch is the only one that has brushless, and I know probably maybe even DeWalt's making one. But for now, if you have like Makita, it's fairly good price for it. And if you do have a lineup for it, please, you should get it. You should get it. I mean, this is hands down probably the best rotary hammer out there, cordless. And yeah, one more thing I have to mention that is the selector. If you're going to select one thing, you have to be careful in terms of how you change this. So I got this on chipping mode. If I want to go to rotation mode, I can't go over here because it jams, okay? So what you have to do is that when you are about to switch over, you have to turn the chuck once, then switch it over. There's a sticker here, and that's their warranty sticker to see if you tampered it or not. But it tells you a diagram here of what I just showed you right there. So if you need to go to chipping mode, same thing. From here to here, now I can't go. It gets a little binded. So you have to rotate the chuck, flip it down. Little tip, all I do is, if I need to do that, I just go here, press it once, and then I'm over. Same exact thing. So just be careful, because if you don't do that and you try to force it, you'll break something, and this is a new drill, parts are expensive. So, you know, be mindful of that. And but that's it. I just want to say thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed this video.